Welcome back, Phillies and Genitals, to a Brony Plays Minecraft. Last time, we went ahead and made our solar plant, and since then, I have been sitting here cutting down trees, making these silver ingots, as you can see. And the idea is we want to make a collector, but a collector needs a diamond block, and so I was all like, crap. I made the silver ingots because if you calculate out how many stacks of diamond you need, well, not stacks of diamond. A diamond block is like 9 diamonds, yes. But each diamond is 4 stacks of wood and or saplings. And so that comes out to a little bit more than what that chest would hold. So I decided to just start converting them down into silver. And silver only takes 2 1/4 stacks. So it's also like a progress bar of sorts. I feel like I can see the progress quite nicely. Now, one thing that came up, though, was this idea of matter-fuel interconversion. As you can see here, none of the Philosopher's Stone recipes really deal with that, and there are some ways to deal with it. And I'm still going for that. But at the same time, I thought to myself, might just be better to have a better way of, or maybe just a better or faster way of getting EMC other than waiting for these things to grow. With a collector, we can take stuff like, we can take the energy, the fuel, and there are some things we can do with that. We can take the coal, turn it into charcoal. Heck, we could take everything. Eternal's fuel, turned in charcoal, and turn that charcoal into torches, which comes out very nicely. You could do the same thing with coal, but it's not as good of value. You can see there we could also combine like the charcoal with diamonds for covalence dust. That's not very good either. Actually, what you see there is me doing a bunch of math in my head, which is why I'm able to do this, because I'm recording this in post. That's also why there's no Minecraft sounds. Ha! Take that. Anyways, we'll see how this goes. So, yeah, torches are probably the best way of doing it. There was another way, and I don't remember what it was at the moment, but I don't really feel like going through the torch conversion. It seems a little silly. I would, if I did it, I would have to do it via Buildcraft and pipes and automated crafting, blah blah blah, automated crafting tables and stuff like that. Which, that's an option. But even so, I said, you know what? Let's do something else, something a little bit more interesting. This is Texky, and it's Tekkit, not equivalent exchange ski. So I said, let's do some Redpower. Yeah, Redpower sound good. So we're gonna make we're essentially gonna rebuild Ponyville Forge. Only we're gonna automate it using Redpower block breakers, so that we've got a cobblestone generator and a block breaker on a timer that's just gonna continue building and building and building. So that's our plan. That's what we're gonna go for. Let's skip ahead and start making those block breakers. There we go, 1 block breaker. So let's show it off. First, we're going to need to find us a lever. Let's see if there's a lever in here. No, not in this one, the Tekkit chest. Yes, there's a lever in the Technic chest. Nice, technically a chest. Haha. Oh, and we should get some cobblestone. I don't want to break any glass there, and there's not much wood. So let's get some cobblestone, a lever, put our block breaker down, and we'll put a cobblestone down in front of it. Now, whenever you put it down, this big end faces towards you, and you can see the little end faces away from you. And put a lever down. Thook! There we go. Anytime a redstone pulse, not current, just a pulse, is applied, the block breaker will break the block right in front of the big end and chuck it out the small end, which is pretty darn nice. So if we're constantly getting a new supply of cobblestone and we constantly have like a redstone timer there, then we can just say, hey, chuck a new block out. So next we need to set up where we're going to put this. So here we are. We're going to stick the, I guess forge is a good way to put it, right on this side. I've sped time up a little bit just so that we don't have to sit here for too long watching stuff be built. But let's go ahead and get some stone. Make sure we've got enough stone. I want to make this look nice. No more cobblestone for us. No siree. We are ready for stone. So right over here, I'm setting this up. And I'm going to expand this. Let's push this out a little bit because we want to make sure that we have lots of space. I don't want this automatic forge to interrupt any of our original walking space. And I want to make sure that we've got room to expand. So here we go. Let's just plunk it down. 1, 2, 3, leave a gap, and 1, 2, 3. So there's our lava and water chambers. And we're going to make sure they're too high and put some backus in there. Some back into it, man. Let's put a little stair up here, and now we've got a space for water there and lava over there. But we're going to need a bucket of water and a bucket of lava. So let's go take a look what we have in the chest. We've got a bucket of water and we have an empty bucket, but we're going to need to turn this bucket into a bucket of lava. Now, you see me doing it rather derpily here. What you should do is not this. What you should do is take the bucket, put it into the left side of your transmutation tablet, and make sure you just have a little bit of extra EMC. You need about 100 extra, which I guess that's a pretty small amount compared to most things in equivalent exchange. And that way you can turn your regular bucket straight into a lava bucket without creating a new bucket. Now when you place them, make sure you place the lava bucket first. That's because lava flows much slower than water, and you want that to happen, and not this. If that does, unless you grab that torch, well, there you go. Suddenly you feel a little silly. So, let's put our block breaker down, but right away you'll notice we have a little bit of a problem, because the block breaker always faces toward you when you place it down. So what we need is a way to turn it. We can do that with the screwdriver. Let's take a look. Screwdriver. Now there's also a sonic screwdriver for you Whovians, but we're going to stick with a regular one for right now since it's a little bit simpler. And that's what we've got. The sonic requires an emerald anyways, and we don't have an emerald. So here we go. We've got our screwdriver. Let's put down the block breaker, turn it around. Wonderful. Now we might want a transposer. Turns out we don't. But if you do, if you have a transposer, this is what it does. It's like the block breaker in that it has a big end and a small end, but it moves stuff. It sucks stuff up and puts it into a pipe. So if we ever have something that were to drop or fall down, hint, hint. Anyways, the block breaker, see, this is why we don't need the transposer here. The block breaker will put stuff directly into a chest, or if you've got a pneumatic tube, it'll put stuff directly into that pneumatic tube. Pretty swish, huh? So, we don't need a chest over here. We want a chest over here. Let's go ahead and put this chest down over here. Chesty, chesty, chest. But first we need some pneumatic tubes. Now, pneumatic tubes are made with brass and glass. And you'll see brass here is made of copper and tin, which is completely wrong, by the way. Brass in real life is actually made through copper and zinc. Bronze is made from copper and tin. That's why you need bronze and copper and tin, and like every Tekkit-related thing ever, which is a little annoying because I wish they would just introduce zinc and be done with it. Inficraft did. Anyways, so we're going to make ourselves some tin. We already have a bunch of copper. Make sure our ratios are right, 2 to 6, and we'll just burn some wood and get us some brass. Inficraft, by the way, really fun. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. He's actually just restarted development on that, so maybe I'll go back and update at some point. Anyways, we've got our brass. So let's go ahead and make some pneumatic tubes. There we go. A hefty number of them. 32. Look at that. Half a stack of tubing. And just to test this out, oh, go away, age book. We're going to have to move this. Can't leave this here. Should be using an axe, but whatever. We'll move the wolf. We'll move the torch. And let's test this out. Make sure it works. Boom! There we go. And it's in the chest. Nice. But this is a little bit in the way. So let's put these chests back. Actually, we'll keep that. We also need to put the Mistcraft thing down somewhere. Where should we put it? No. We just need to put it somewhere out of the way. We'll put it over here by the trees. Here we go. There. Nice. Okay. Now, this pneumatic tubing is still in the way. Just eat an apple there. Never mind that. So, jumping over that's going to be really annoying. So let's go ahead and start moving that, shall we? We'll just make it go overhead the way you see in most laboratories. Now, if you've never been in a laboratory, well, you'll probably go into one if you're in college, but I highly recommend it. You'll see all these pipes running across the ceiling, and that's because, well, they've got to go somewhere. So we'll just bring it down like that. Come straight in, and it'll still go in. Watch. Click. We can follow it along, and it'll come down into the chest. Ah, perfect. Okay, so now what? We've got our, let's fence this off, and let's take stock of our situation. Alright, so here we are. Let's take a look at redstone, because we need a redstone current. If we take this redstone, we can make it into red alloy ingots. There you go. Now to make a red alloy ingot, you need your alloy furnace. It takes 4 redstone and 1 metal, whether it's copper or iron. Not tin, just copper or iron. Now copper's a lot cheaper than iron, so we're going to, and we already have a lot of it, so that's what we're going to go for. So why do we need this red alloy wire? Well, if you've played this mod before, or if you've played Tekkit, you know exactly why we need it. But if you haven't played Tekkit before, red alloy wire is pretty much just redstone, but better. See, redstone carries a current, well, not a current. People say it carries a current, but it doesn't. It carries a signal. And red alloy wire does the same thing, but better, because redstone doesn't travel vertically, not very well. You can make it go up 1 block pretty easily, but you can't make it go up 2 blocks very easily. Not without making some sort of weird stair-step structure, or by using a series of not inverters that are stacked on top of each other with the torches. Red alloy wire, on the other hand, lets you go straight up, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and put this in here. We've got our redstone and our copper, and we're just going to let that sit for a moment. Now, you need 3 of these red alloy ingots. So let's take a look at this while we're waiting for it to burn. We'll need 3 red alloy ingots. Come on, 3 red alloy. No, let's go there. There we go. Now, what can you do with these? You can make all sorts of weird little things there, including all these jacketed wires. These are ways for your wires to stand up on their own without being attached to blocks, which is really cool. You can also, once we get past all this, there we go, make insulated wire using wool. And that allows you to have 2 things of redstone next to each other without crossing. But this is what we don't need to worry about anything too fancy. We're just going to go with regular red alloy wire. So we'll take these, and we'll stack them up. There we go. Now, in order to show off what it does, let's make ourselves a pressure plate. I'm low on stone. That's fine. We'll use this last bit of wood here, make a wooden pressure plate, and let's go show you what this does. Remember, when we had I'll put it right here. When we had a lever there, we could hit the lever and it would break once and so on. But when we step on the pressure plate, see, look at that. We can stack it on the side. Now, they don't cross around, so we're going to have to bring it over the top. There it goes. Now, when we step on the pressure plate, boom. The red alloy wire carries the signal all the way over, around the corner. Perfect. Haha. But of course, this is not like actually perfect. It's you're standing on it and stepping off and standing on it and stepping off, and that's going to get boring, even for the wolf. It's going to be very tiring for us. It's not very fast. So what we need next is a timer. So let's what's this? Oh, I'm going to have to look into these at some point. Pneumatic generators. Pretty easy to make, too. But no, let's not get distracted. We want a timer. Okay, so timer. Now, here we go. Oh, my goodness. Craziness, right? It looks crazy. We've got these stone wafers and pointers and wires, but it's pretty straightforward. You have to start by smelting stone. So let's go ahead and make some stone, and then we can start smelting the stone. Yeah, making and smelting stone. Bet you didn't know you could do that. We'll put this in our electric furnace just so it can roast away for a while. And at the same time, we need these other parts as well. Stone wires, cathodes, anodes, pointers, lots of stuff all together. So this is one of those times when you have to make a lot of the pieces. Here's the stone wire, a wafer with a piece of redstone on top. The pointer and cathode and anode. The anode has 4 pieces of redstone on top, but it gives you 3 of them. The pointer uses a redstone torch and a piece of stone to make that little tiny point on the end. And the cathode there just uses the torch. So there we go. So altogether we have 3 wires, 2 anodes, which comes from 1 anode recipe, a pointer and a cathode. Each wire takes 1 piece of redstone, so that means 3. The pointer and the cathode take a torch, so that's 4 or 5, and the anode will take 4 more pieces because it gives us 3, which is a little weird, but whatever. So that means we'll need 9 pieces of redstone. Let's chop down some trees here. Speed it up just for you guys. Now, if you're thinking about doing an automated farm, it is doable, of course. but you won't be able to use the block breaker to do all of this. The block breaker doesn't take down every tree all at once, which is a little unfortunate, I think. But no matter. You could also use Equivalent Exchange's Dark Matter Axe, although with the, what do you call them, the rubber trees nearby, I'm not sure if we want to do that. Anyways, we have our stone wafers ready, and let's see if we've got enough. Oh, so close. We need a little bit more charcoal. And 9 pieces of redstone. There we go. Oh my, still moves pretty quickly. Okay, so we have 9 pieces of redstone. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and get some wooden planks. There we go. We'll need some. So we need these sticks for redstone torches. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start making these. Well, we'll need the wafers, and we'll make our anode first. 4 things like that. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you don't keep any extras in there because you don't want to use up too much. The project table is some weird stuff. So now we'll take the anode. We've got the anode. Let's make our torches. We'll need 2 torches, one for the cathode and one for the pointer. I'll stick those in there for the moment. Let's take these sugar canes out. There we go. A little bit more room. Bunch of weird stuff in here. Feathers, anode. Okay, next up, let's make the wires. So put the 3 up there. Wafers, 1, 2, 3 wires. And then last, we want to make sure that we get our cathode and our pointer. This is kind of shaped, but it doesn't matter exactly where it goes. We have the cathode, and now let's make the pointer. So 1, this guy comes down, 2, 3, boom, pointer. All right, pointer goes in the center, cathode on the bottom, wires in a triangle around it, and the anodes in the corners, and we'll finish it off with 2 stone wafers. Boom, timer, yeah. All right. Let's take this timer over and let's see what we're going to do with this. Get rid of the pressure plate. Now, even though the timer is a little bit higher, you'll notice that, hey, it still works because it's powering that block. And because it's powering that block, the redstone alloy can still take stuff. Now, by clicking on it, or right-clicking on it, I should say, by right-clicking on the timer, it brings up that little time interval thing. And you can change from 1 second to 2 seconds, and you'll see me changing it and tweaking it a little bit here and there. I'm trying to get it just right because take a look. Most of the time when it clicks, but there, it did. Most of the time it clicks and it makes a block come out, but sometimes it clicks and a block doesn't come out, and that's just because the way this cobblestone generator works. See there, it misclicked again. There was the water and lava took a little bit longer that time. So I'm going to work on adjusting that, and I'm also going to work on expanding the thing. We've got the basic idea down. I'll make sure that we get that adjusted so that it's super efficient, and I'm going to expand it to quite a bit more since we've got extra space on the side there. This design right here that you see is not super great, especially if we're going to expand it. So when we come back, next time you'll see the full version. It'll be in full swing, and it'll look a little bit nicer too. So until then, every pony, we've had our thing. Until next time, keep on trotting.